Ah, fuck. Offset. Alright, I don't need any of this shit. Don't care about any of that stuff. Alright, Control Shift P, and then I can go to Flutter. Oh wait, it's at Flutter? Wait, what the fuck? Flutter? Hello? File, View, Command Palette, Flutter, New Project, okay. Enter a name for your new project. My app. Flutter should be all lowercase with underscores to separate the word. My underscore app. What the fuck just happened? Test underscore app. Sure. Folder. Select a folder to create the project in. Do I want to put it on GitHub? I don't think I do. Actually, doesn't matter. No, am I working on it with anyone? No, it's a test. So let's just throw it in on school coding. It's not really school. It probably shouldn't be in the school folder. No, let's cancel this. Fuck. What do I want to save this? PCC. No, I don't think I want to save it here, right? Where do I want to save it? Desktop. Computer stuff, streaming, school. Alright, let's just do Flutter. Let's just make a folder, Flutter. Flutter apps. Okay, select that folder. Okay, create my shit. Okay. The Flutter project is ready. Connect the device and press F5 to start running. Connect the device? Hello? Did it work? No device. Create an Android emulator? No. I don't want to create an Android emulator. Where am I here? Where am I? Is not this. What is this? First one? Test? I don't want this test. Test underscore app. Sounds good. So if I hit F5, connect Apple, connect iOS to Visual Studio Code.
Are you an iOS developer?
Yes.
Or potentially you're looking to build your first iOS app?
Please.
Now this might surprise you, but Microsoft actually
Wow.
Windows Easy Setup gets your dev box ready fast, including a handshake with a
How the fuck do I create an it's not a, do I need an iOS? Let me think. So I have test drive, blah blah blah, Visual Studio, create the app, okay, run the app. iOS emulator. How did he do an iOS emulator? Enter project name, create, wait for project creation to complete, and main.dart file to appear. The above components create a Flutter project directory called my app that contains a simple demo app that uses material components. The above command contains a simple demo app that uses material components. So iOS under iOS, the code for your app is in lib/main.dart. Okay. If you think the app might be released, it's better to specify the package name now. The package name cannot be changed once the app is released, so make the name unique. Flutter ID. When creating some Flutter ID plugins ask for a company domain name in reverse order, like com.example. Locate the VS Code status bar, the blue bar at the bottom of the window. Select a device from the device selector. Quickly switching between Flutter devices. If no device is available and you want to use a device simulator, click No Devices and launch a simulator. To install a real device, follow the specific device okay, let me go with, for details, see quickly switching between Flutter devices. Clicking on the currently selected device in the status bar. If you have multiple devices or simulators connected, then there are a number of ways to quickly switch between them. Clicking on the selected, executing the Flutter select device command, pressing your custom key for the Flutter selector. Device not listed. That didn't really help at all. Viewing issues. To opening system. Select a targeting device. When a Flutter project is opened in VS Code, you should see a Flutter-specific entries in the status bar, including a Flutter SDK version and a device name, or the message no devices. If you do not see a Flutter version number or device info, your project might not have detected as a Flutter project. Okay, well it has. It's just how is he on Dart 2.00 Edge? This doesn't matter. So if I click no device, I want an iOS emulator. How would I find something like that? God damn it. What does this say? You may need to install these using SDK Manager, for example, System Images, Android, Google APIs, Play Store. AVD System Images, or you may need to install these SDK Manager, for example, SDK Manager. Oh, how the fuck are you supposed to do this? Edit and debug Flutter mobile apps, automatic hot reloads. Quickly switch between devices. I don't have a system images. The Flutter extension automatically selects the last device selected. However, if you have multiple devices simulators connected, click device in the status bar. If you're running your app, run an app with breakpoints. I need set up an editor. I'm gonna look up Flutter system images. So Control Shift P, Flutter. I can't create. Use the SDK manager to download a system manager. Is that an extension? What do I want? I want an iOS emulator for Visual Code.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Bram and today I'll be talking about the Dark Code plugin for Visual Studio Code. And this plugin is very exciting. Your own refresh your application. Do it. If I just project this, I click on it and
Wait, what account am I on? What the fuck? Nice. Nice. Okay. Flutter iOS emulator. iOS emulator Visual Studio Code. Connect device on Visual Studio Code. Make sure a target device is selected in the lower right hand corner of VS Code. Tweet us feedback. I want to create Visual Studio Code physical device.
Hey there everyone, going to help us to create, build and run the Flutter app, so make sure you hit the install button there and then hit the reload. Now this is also responsible for some of the errors that we have seen in the past when we did run the command flutter doctor, and I believe as soon as you are going to install this, it's going to just help you out. A lot of other Flutter jargon words, you can just have a shortcut for that and can produce a lot. Just feel free to Flutter command or Flutter app actually. In order to do so, and obviously I will be providing you all the exercise files and links as well from the next video onwards. First and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on my desktop and I'm going to call this as Flutter exercise. So I'm going to call this as Flutter, oops, need to rename that. I'm folder here as well, I need to close this. What you can do is simply you can just drag and drop this folder Flutter exercise. I need to close this one. And it's gonna just open this up here as well. So now the directory is opened up that says Flutter exercise. So what we're gonna do is we need to create new Flutter project. Now there are hundreds of ways of creating Flutter project, And there's one small sidebar that I would like to point here. You can do all these things in Android Studio as well. Android Studio supports Flutter, so you can write directly commands and all these things here. But the whole point of this series is to make sure that your system is even not that up to mark for handling Android Studio, and still you are able to design Android apps. So that's why we will be using simple lightweight editor, which is VS Code. But feel free to just write all these codes in your Android Studio as well. There is a little bit documentation that you have to dig up to set up Android Studio for Flutter. It's not very big, but definitely you have to do it. Okay, now, and throughout this course I will be walking you through with some of the shortcuts and commands for the VS Code as well. By the way, a sidebar, I'm using a different theme. Yours might be a little bit different, so make sure you explore in the theme section. And installing the theme is actually super easy. You can just choose for color theme. There are hundreds of them available, so feel free to explore.
Oh, I wanted to
So I'm
get
going to
one of
press
those.
Control and tilde sign, which is just below your escape key, and this opens up a terminal.
That's nuts.
Now, there are some things which we'll be doing through terminal, so it's always better to just have a terminal in the editor as well. So what we're going to do,
How did he do that?
you can just choose for color theme. There are
Oh.
hundreds of them available, so feel free to explore. So I'm going to press Control and tilde sign, which
He's
is
gonna create this thing, right? He's gonna type in Flutter create.
okay. So
yeah.
not much of a wait, and finally the Flutter is ready. And there we go. We can see our main.dart file here somewhere. If I can find that.
Should be in lib, bro. You got
Okay, there
it.
we go, main.dart. So this is our file. Now don't worry, we are going to completely erase that file and try to learn it from the scratch as well. Right now we just have this file inside our lib. Now notice here that we are having Android and iOS as well. We will be talking about that later on. We write most of our code in directly lib, and that code is being exported in iOS and Android. We usually, remember, usually don't touch the things in Android and iOS, but sometimes we do. So that's it, your very first app. Now what we're going to do is we are going to test that what are the devices available. So I'm going to call this as Flutter, and then I'm going to check for devices. It's going to make sure, and it's going to tell me that is there any Flutter emulator available, and it says, hey, there is no device detected. So there are a variety of options, depends on what platform you are. Maybe you are on Android, so make sure your emulator is up and running. And if you're on iOS, you can open up a simulator of iPhone. So I'm going to say open a simulator. There we go. Let's hit enter, and it's going to maybe you are any Flutter emulator available, and it says, hey, there is no device detected. So there are a variety of options, depends on what platform you are. Maybe you are on Android, so make sure your emulator is up and running. And if you're on iOS, you can open up a simulator of iPhone. So I'm going to say open a simulator. There we go. Let's hit enter, and it's going to open up an iPhone for me. Now it's not going to take much of the time to just get up and running, but let's just wait for a minute for that. So now that our iPhone is up and running, or maybe your Android device that you have started is up and running, now the only thing that we have to do is run our app. It's not one of the very exciting app, but we are still going to run it. And I'm going to just move it a little bit here so that I can adjust all the things on one screen. I don't have much of the real estate of the screen, but still we are going to adjust in whatever we have got. Okay, looks nice. And the only command that you should know is Flutter runs. So that's it. For Android and for iOS, whatever the device is up and running, it's going to just handle the Flutter run. Now, notice here there is a problem here. This command should be run from the root of the Flutter project. Do not run this command outside. Now, what the problem is, this is one of the very common error that everybody faces. They are not inside the project and that they try to run this command. And if you're on a Linux or using Git Bash, then you can verify that by using pwd. It says, hey, you are into Flutter exercise, and if you do a quick ls, there is no such file that I can run. Notice whenever it says no pubspec YAML file not found, that means you are not inside the project. So now that you have learned one more error, let's go into this hello Flutter and now run the command Flutter run again. And this time we are not going to face any problem, hopefully. So it's going to take a little bit while to just download and install the app on your device. So just be a little bit patient there. So there we go, our app is now up and running on an iPhone, and similarly if you are using an Android, it should be up and running on Android as well. and we can just press this button and just change the number. Not much of the fun stuff is going on, but yeah, it's something that is amazing. And surely you can edit a few things here, not much, because we don't know what we are editing right now.
I just want to... Can I get an iOS device, Visual Studio Code? God, everyone's using an Apple, bro. If I have Windows Flutter iOS device, you can do that with a Mac, but since we don't have access to a Mac OS machine, we can use one remotely via CodeMagic or Travis CI completely. Recommend building the app with CodeMagic. Fuck that. Okay, fine. I'll just... Oh, Cydia impacted. Why is it? Whatever. Okay. Where's my iTunes? Did I get this shit? Wait. Alright, launch that shit. Okay, so this is connected on iTunes. Now, what the fuck do I do? Ah, shit. I wanted that one, I think. Okay, run the impact. Plug in your iOS device to your computer. Run the Impactor executable. Okay, so Impactor executable. C, Flutter, Impactor executable. Sure. Click Xcode. Revoke certificates. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is a fucking scam. The fuck are they talking about? Drag app.ipa? The fuck is app.ipa? What the shit? Getting full scam, bro. Yeah, get fucking hacked, bro. What the shit? And set up GitHub releases, blah blah blah. Now push GitHub repo, install and running the app. To install the IPA file, you need to download. The fuck, removing those checks? That sounds broken. I'm hella fucking confused. Control Shift P. Debug. I don't know. Let's just create this emulator. Fuck it then. Dude, I don't have a suitable AVD system images. Oh, this is so annoying. Whatever. Hold on. Okay. Let me go back to this original thing. This was the one I wanted. Is that the one I clicked? It's super not the one I clicked, huh? Oh wait, it is? Alright, let's try something. 5-minute raid? They called this a 5-minute raid. How fast do I think I can raid? Kappa. It is possible to hot reload, hot restart your Flutter app, but I also find it hard to back to debug. Get a debug build of your app running on your iOS device. You can do that with a Mac or Hackintosh or VM, but since we don't have access to a Mac OS machine, we can use run remotely via CodeMagic or Travis CI completely free, as long as your project is on GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab repository. We can use one remotely via CodeMagic or Travis CI. As long as your project is on GitHub, Bitbucket, or GitLab repository. Recommended. Build the app with CodeMagic. Yeah, no. Alternative. Build the app with Travis CI. Yeah, no. I'm not doing either of those. Installing and running the app. To install the IPA file, you need to download Cydia Impactor from the link below. Preparing your machine. Make sure Libby mobile device and iDevice installer are installed. On Windows, download here and here. You also need a witch binary, which you can download here. Add these binaries to Flutter bin or any, but what the fuck? This just goes to bin. Wait, what? You also need a witch binary, which you can download here. Add these binaries to flutter/bin. It's getting fucked up, bro. Flutter bin. This goes here? There's no fucking way. I have a bin of this? Yeah, I'm getting fucking hacked for sure, bro. I'm downloading all these hacks. How the fuck do I download this? Clone? Is that really what they want me to do? Okay. Clone that, and I'll clone this. absolutely ridiculous. I fuck me. It didn't work, Kappa. Alright. What should I do? Let's...
and it's going to open up a remote device detected. So there are a variety of options, depends on what platform you are. Maybe you are on Android, so make sure your emulator is up and running. And if you're on iOS, you can open up a similar.
Okay. No suitable devices system. You may need to install using SDK. The fuck? I can't even create this. Hold on. What the fuck? Okay, I need... What do I need? Okay, I need this for Windows. I don't know why that didn't show up. Ah. Hmm. Nothing happens here. Also, Flutter? Fuck, I forget already what it was. Flutter Doctor. Hey. Okay. No. Wait. Where am I supposed to run this? Android Studio.
Alright, so today I'm going to share the top 4 programming languages that I think you should learn. But
How the fuck do I get this package on? Alright. I go Android Studio. Okay? Right? Okay. I go history. I go here. Alright. Now what the fuck do they want me to do? Command line tool. Command line tool. They're really breaking my little asshole, huh? So SDK manager isn't a thing, right? Yeah, SDK manager. I'm trying to install Android command lines using SDK Manager on Windows for hybrid Android app development for SAP Web IDE. Also, I'm under a proxy network, and when I try to set proxy command. Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, okay? Hi, Owlcat. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Visual Studio Code. Android emulator. Flutter emulator debugging VS Code. Okay. Huh?
This lecture will take a look at how we can debug the Flutter default application that we created in earlier lecture. So over here, a couple of points that we need to ensure is that the environment variables that we have over here, Android home and Android SDK root, should be set up properly.
I don't have those. The Flutter extension automatically, so if you have multiple devices, click device in the status bar. If you're trying to run, where in the world? Search Flutter emulator. It's not. Two issues. Hold on. Yeah, I can't connect my phone. No, how do I enable that? No, I can't. My phone is... it's not an Android. My phone is not an Android. It's fine. I'm not looking to do an Apple. I'm looking to do an Android with an emulator. After selecting a device, notification will appear while the device boots and connects. So download it. Oh. Here we are. I think it's already on. So I need Android Studio. Tools. What the fuck? Don't tell me I have to actually make one before I can get the tools. Tools. Android AVD Manager. What the fuck? Oh, it's downloading it. Wait, I'm a little confused now. Huh? My VM acceleration. What the fuck? Why is this so fucking hard? SDK tools 26.11. To install the Android emulator, select the Android emulator component in the SDK Tools tab of the SDK Manager. For instructions, update your tools using the SDK. Okay, well, I don't have a fucking device on this either, so it doesn't really matter, does it? It's the same issue. Oh, what phone do I make? Holy fuck, this thing's huge. Where the fuck am I? Ah. That shit's broken as hell. this working? Did this work? Has this been working? It takes 6 years to fucking build a fucking app. Very cool. I'm trying to replace a specific game file for a game app on iOS. Would I need to jailbreak for that? Yeah, 100%. Just remake the game, Forehead. That took way too long to compile. Or whatever it was doing. Okay, what am I on? I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. I might need that. Don't need this. Don't care about this for now. Don't want this. Don't care about this. What's in the video? What video? What video are you talking about? Don't need this. Don't need this. It just says what Dart is, Keppa, Forehead. How do I update widgets? Don't care about that. Don't care about this.
And I'll give it a home screen widget as the home route. Which means I should probably make a home screen widget. So let me do that now. Now let's start this off with a Cupertino page scaffold. This is going to be the first thing people see when the app starts, and you can do that for me.
This isn't an
Well, Cooper turn, and there it is. To the tap 2. Go. It's deep. Slate font weight to bold. Alright. The call. Couple links in the description for the content to work on this widget. It'll look for the Cupertino theme for this context, which ends up being the default one created by that Cupertino app widget. There we go. I can also give my own theme to Cupertino apps. Let me show you how that works. Cupertino app has not just text themes, but background colors and swatches and various other stuff. I'm just going to amp up the text.
yes. Control K, Control T. Well, this is cool. One Dark Pro. What? Okay. Fuck you too. Oh, this one's cool. Oh, yeah, this one's clean as shit. Can this fuck off, mate? What the fuck? Oh, this is kind of nice. Nah, fuck that. What the fuck? I kinda like this one. This one's nice. Okay. Stop being mean.
Text theme I'm working with here. There we go. So I'm going to set the font weight to bold here. Cupertino colors. And some things that are in the world here. So I can run it and make sure everything's working. So center. And
How? Where would this be located at? Totem increment. Now where is this increment counter? Counter minus minus, baby. I hit R, what happens? Shit, I hit... How do I do this? R? Did that work? No, it doesn't work. Shit. So what do I gotta do? I gotta rebuild this? It takes way too long to be rebuilding the whole thing every time. Okay, cool. Yo, what the f- is this saved? Oh, fuck yeah. Can I times itself? Oh, I broke that. Oh, well, it's... Wait, it's at 0, right? Ah, shit. Does that work? Shit. Oh, it makes a sound. Fuck, how big does this fucking number get? Oh. That's a fucking integer? Holy fuck. How did I compile again? Flutter.run. Look at my terminal here. If I could get out of it, yes. Clear. Flutter run. I Flutter ran in my terminal. if I start this at 1, then I can quick reload. What the fuck?
And then I'll put a text in here with hello world.
How big is this fucking number though? Oh. Should I start from here?
Hey everybody, I'm Andrew from the Flutter team, here to tell you about Flutter's Cupertino package and how you can use it to build apps that iOS users feel right at home with. The Cupertino package is built and maintained by the Flutter team, and it ships with the SDK. So if you've got Flutter on your machine, you've got Cupertino. Crack it open and you'll see a bunch of stuff. There are several dozen widgets like Cupertino Action Sheet, Segmented Control, and Cupertino App. There are some definitions too, like Cupertino Colors, and some things that aren't used directly but still play an important role, like page transition animations. All these things combine to give you the ability to compose interfaces with Flutter that iOS users feel comfortable with, that look and act the way they expect. Disabled buttons are the proper color, pop-ups appear from the right direction with the right speed, and when the user instinctively swipes to dismiss one, away it goes. That's what the Cupertino package is built for. Alright, let's hop into an editor and get some code going. We can start with the widget that serves as the root of all things Cupertino, Cupertino App. Alrighty, so here's...
Alright, so this guy's... I'm gonna delete this bitch, okay? We're out of this, right? Yes, clear that bitch, okay. Alright, let's take all this shit out, okay? Let me import Cupertino, okay? And package. And Flutter. And Cupertino, okay? And I'll have void main. Okay. That's actually not what I wanted to do. We want to... something like that. Run app of my app. Right. Okay. And class my app. Extends stateless widget. Widget build. Fuck. Okay, that was fine. Widget override, I don't need to override it. Widget build context. Return Cupertino app. Okay. And this has that. No wait, this has that. Ended like that. Okay. There.
Here's my empty Flutter app. I'm going to add Cupertino app right here. And this provides me with theming, a navigator, text direction, all those other basic in every app kind of widgets. And I'll give it a home screen widget as the home route, which means I should probably make a home screen widget. So let me do that now.
What the fuck?
Add Cupertino app right
I spelled
here.
Cupertino
And
wrong,
this
that's why I
provides-
got fucked on it. Cupertino.
me with theming, a navigator, text direction, all those other basic in every app kind of widgets. And I'll give it a home screen widget as the home route. Which means I should probably make a home
STLS.
screen widget. So let me do that now. Now let's start this off with a Cupertino page scaffold. This is going to be the first thing people see when the app starts, and
Ugh.
let's just do a little hello world here so I can run it and make sure everything's working. So center, and then I'll put a text in here with hello world. Let's get that hot reload, and there it is. So we got a tiny, tiny hello world. Let's fix that by putting a text style from Cupertino theme to work on this widget. It'll look for the
Eat my butt cheeks. Class my app. Extend stateless widget. Widget build context. Return Cupertino app. Home is home screen. Class extends. Class, oh, that's supposed to be a home screen. Oh, that's nut comment, bro. See that shit? Extends. Okay, widget build context. Cupertino page scaffold. Child center. Okay. Child text. Hello world. Style, right? I want style. Cupertino theme. Cupertino theme. Of context dot text theme dot nav large text title style comma bro, this syntax looks like shit.
Cupertino theme for this context, which ends up being the default one created by that Cupertino.
Will this run? I didn't save. God fuck my ass. Oh my crikey, dude. Hello. Ooh woo. Nice.
No app widget. There we go. I can also give my own theme to Cupertino apps. Let me show you how that works. Cupertino.
Holy shit, this just he fucking types so fast. He speeds that up 100%. There's no fucking way, dude. Cupertino theme data. Fuck. Data Dude, what? Text theme. Cupertino. Cupertino. There's no text thing. Cupertino text theme, right? Data is what I'd want. Cupertino text theme data. Bro, this looks absolutely fucked.
App has not just text themes, but background colors and swatches and various other stuff. I'm just going to amp up the text theme I'm working with here. There we go. So I'm going to set the font weight to bold here. And I'll jack up the font size to 70.
What the fuck?
Hot reload gets me what I'm looking for. You know what? Let's actually change the color here just to show how that works. Cupertino Colors provides constants for a bunch of common shades for iOS, so I'm going to use Action Blue, or Active Blue rather, and when I reload, I get blue. So that's Cupertino app. Now let's dig into another widget you just saw.
How do you make that shit blue? That was insane, dude. Cupertino Colors of dot blue, Active Blue. Done. Ugh.
Shades for iOS, so I'm going to use Action Blue, or Active Blue rather, and when I reload, I get blue. So that's Cupertino app. Now let's dig into another widget you just saw, Cupertino Page Scaffold. If you've used the Material package, you know there's a single widget called Scaffold. Here in Cupertino though, there are actually two, and that's because the two packages use slightly different navigation paradigms. Material just has a single stack. If you want to go into a detail screen or something, that new screen goes right on top, covering up the previous one. iOS, though, uses separate stacks for tabbed screens, so you can go several screens deep, but still switch back and forth to another tab. So it has two scaffolds, Cupertino Page Scaffold for simple pages, and Cupertino Tab Scaffold to support tabs. Let's get back in the editor and see how they can be used together. All right, first let's replace the single page scaffold with a Cupertino Tab Scaffold. So that takes two important parameters, a tab bar and a tab builder. For the tab bar, I can give it a Cupertino tab bar, and that takes a list of items. And these are actually going to be the same bottom navigation bar item widgets that Material uses. They're out of the widgets package rather than the Material, so it's easy to use them with Cupertino as well. So that gets an icon, so I'll just use a book. Let me come up with, I'll use articles here as a nice fake name. And the only thing better than one nav item is two, so I'll make a second one. Let's make this one views, so we can use an I, and then I'll change this text to say views. There we go. Alright, now it's time for the tab builder. This is the builder function the scaffold will use to build the contents for the actual screens. So it gets a context and an index, depending on which tab and which navigation item is selected at the time. And I'm just going to return a text here. There we go, just to make sure this is working. And let's see, I'm going to drop the index in here to the text so we can see which tab page we're on. There we go. This is just a dummy text field though, so let's put something more interesting in here. Cupertino Tab View is the widget that it's actually designed to be used here, and it works with the tab scaffold to make multi-stack navigation work. Inside that, I can put a Cupertino Page Scaffold, which will give my tab view some things that it needs. One of those is the navigation bar across the top. I can use Cupertino Navigation Bar here, and in the middle of it, I'll put a title that's based on which tab is active. So either articles or views based on that index. And the last thing the scaffold needs is its content. And I'm just going to use a text here to identify the page we're on.
Dude, there's so many different scopes. Like, what the fuck?
Just use the index there. And, oh, let me clean up some of these commas. Get this formatted nicely.
That's formatted nicely? That looks like absolute shit.
And let's use that text style from before so everybody can actually see the text when I hot reload in a second. There we go. And there's my hot reload. All right. So now I've got tab 0 and tab 1, articles and views working. The navigation bar and tab bar are both in place, respecting the safe area and looking pretty sharp. Now that the scaffolds are in place, let's add some navigation. Because Cupertino is built with Flutter's Navigator and Route classes, you can use the same APIs for navigation as you would with any other app. All right, back in my scaffold, let's wrap the text in the middle of the screen with a button. And we'll give this a nice font size here. Every button needs an on-press callback, so I'll drop one in. It's just a void function. If I'm going to navigate to a details screen, I first need to make that screen. So let me scroll down, and I'll make some widgets for it. We'll call this detail screen. And let's see, so this will be a page, so let's put a page scaffold in it. And we can add the navigation bar just like this. And for middle here, we got to give it a title. So we can call it details. Of course, that needs to be a text widget rather than just a straight string. All right. And for the child, for the contents of the details screen, I can use a text widget, but I'd like the details to identify which tab we're on, you know, so we can see how the navigation works here. So let me come up here, and I'm going to add a field to store which subject this is the details screen for. So just a simple string. Get it in the constructor there. Now I can come back down and put that field to work in the text widget. I'm going to give this a text style as well to make sure it's nice and big. There we go. Format this up. Get that saved. All right, now I can come back up to that buttons on press function. I can get the navigator for the context, which is the one created by Cupertino tab view. That's how I get the separate navigation stacks for each tab view. And I just need to use this builder given to Cupertino page route to build my detail screen. And based on which tab is the active tab, that index value, I'm going to pass a different string to the detail screen to use as its topic. Cool. All right, let's hot restart. There we go. And when I click this button, I get a detail screen. I can actually go up and hit this button to dismiss it. If I launch it again, I can also swipe to dismiss. Those Cupertino behaviors that you would expect are there. And you can also see I have separate stacks. So I have details here on one tab, but I have the original screen on the other, and I can go back and forth. Cool. So we've got a detail screen, and we can use it to play with some widgets. The Cupertino package is full of buttons, switches, and sliders, probably the kind of thing you came to this video to see. So let's get back in the app and get a couple of them in the mix. All right, back on the details screen, and first things first, let's convert this to a stateful widget so that I can track some stateful data here. IntelliJ can do that for me, which is great. There we go. And I'm just going to get rid of this text here, and I'm going to start replacing it with a column and a row, just so I can have a label and a switch next to each other. We can see those. So I'll put an expanded around the text, and label it appropriately. Then we'll drop in a Cupertino switch right here. Cupertino switch needs a value to tell it whether to start on or off, and so I'm going to need a field for that. So I'll come up here and I'll add a Boolean and just call it switch value. We'll start it off as false. Then I can come back down here and use it as the value in this constructor. There we go. Now I can add the onChanged function, which is called when someone taps on the switch. I'll use it to call setState to update that switch value field, which will also rebuild the stateful widget, including this Cupertino switch. That's part of the pattern for switches on both Material and Cupertino. They animate the movement, but you're still in control of whether a tap is actually flipping the switch, because your containing widget is responsible for doing those rebuilds. Alright, let me hot reload and launch the details screen now. And it's blank. That's probably because my column is the height of the entire screen, which means my switch is under the navigation bar. So let me fix that. I should mention, by the way, that a lot of widgets, like List View, will automatically adjust for the height of the navigation bar, but you can still put content underneath it by using rows and columns directly. There we go. Let me get a little padding in here as well, just to bring those in from the edges. There we go. And let's click this. Yep, there's my working switch. So that's a basic Cupertino switch. And let's try one more control. How about a Cupertino action sheet? Let me go ahead and just clear out all of this. There we go. Cupertino action sheet can be used as a modal, so a list of Cupertino action sheet actions. Return giving you a good, so I get a typed value in response. Alright, let me hot reload and hit the button here, and there's my action sheet. I can pick a choice and it dismisses itself, and there it is. So that's Cupertino action sheet, and I think that'll do it for this section of the video. Alright, hopefully this video has given you a good tour of the Cupertino package.
Oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa, oh, whoa. Unexpected cute girl exception at the end of a video.
There's lots more in there though, and I put a couple links in the description below that can help you keep learning. One is for the Cupertino widget catalog, and the other points to a sample app that shows off a polished Cupertino interface. So check those out and come see us at flutter.io.
Oh, you're here. If you like that video, you could like this one or subscribe Flutter YouTube channel.
What the fuck?
I'm willing to grant that you're the king of the desk, pimp. Congratulations, you're the Betway Talent AIM Challenge. For the talent winner, you're the champ, you're the king. How's it feel?
Are you guys surprised?
No, not at all, actually. When I think about it objectively, I was trash on that talent. I did so bad. Overwatch, it just ruins your aim. You don't need aim. So.
You know what? It feels good to beat this guy sometimes. You know, sometimes he takes a hit on me up here. So you know, to
That
get
has
back
to
to him
be-
in game is always great.
Has to be the lowest point of my career, right here, right now. This
Yeah.
AIM challenge, losing
Well, I've
against
seen it, to be
Londers.
honest.
Wow.
Yeah,
You've seen worse?
yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
And you, I'm willing to grant that you're the king of the desk, pimp.
Why did he send that clip? Fuck. Oh, it's upside fucking down now. What the fucking heck? What the heck? Kinda cool. We'll see about that in the future.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Come and fly to harmony when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. Go look in the mirror, say, hey, I'm sorry for all the pain. I'm sorry for all the pain. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love goes, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take God.